Hello, Amy. It's Stephanie. How are you? I am recording this to show you how the batch posting works so that you can take a previous party that you've done on Facebook through CinchShare and reuse it without having to recreate it from scratch. You can still make changes to it, but you won't have to start all over again. So as you can see, I've logged into CinchShare. I'm on the main home page of CinchShare. If you go to this fourth icon that says Manage Posts, when you hover over it, it's the little box with a check mark here, and click on that, you will see the history of your posts. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of posts here that started on September, whenever, 17th or so. You can see with pre-post number 1 went all the way through to September 24th with a post number 16. Thank you. This was an online party that I did, and I may not want to have to recreate all of this, right? So what I can do is I can go ahead and check the boxes for all of the posts that were in my party. I don't have to check all of them, so as you're going through, if there's certain ones that you're like, whoop, nope, don't want to do that one, that doesn't make any sense anymore, you can just not check it. But let's assume you wanted to check them all because you want to, duplicate your party exactly the way that it was before. You can go ahead, and before you do anything else, you'll see there's these 3 little lines over here on the right-hand side. If you click those lines, you're going to see there's a new link there, or in the last couple months new, that says Batch Post. And you can see it shows that I have 22 items selected. So if I click Batch Post, this will now allow me to start creating my party all over again. So what it does is it puts all 22 of those posts in order. Pre-post number 1, pre-post number 2, 3, 4, and you can see it goes exactly in the order that I had them before. And a couple things that you get to do here. First of all, you get to choose your start date. So let's say your party was going to start on Monday. You can choose Monday the 10th, so that would be the first day, and you can choose what time you want to start. Let's say you wanted to start at 8 a.m., for instance. Choose whatever your start date and time is. So I've done that. Now, the next thing you'll see is you get to keep the interval or create a new interval. So what that means is when you posted the first time around, you set them up to post at certain times during the day. So maybe you did like 8 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., 8 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., whatever it was. Whatever interval you put into the party before, if that was the interval you wanted and you wanted to keep it exactly that same way, you just keep interval. And it will schedule your posts exactly in that same cadence that you had before. If you want to change it, you click New Interval, and then you can have it decide, you can say, I want these to post every 4 hours, every 10 hours, whatever it is. Obviously, if you do it based on a specific, or every so many days, minutes, hours, days. If you do it so many hours, then you're obviously going to end up having ones over the middle of the night, so then you're going to have to make some changes. So you probably want to keep the interval that you already had. You can still make changes, so don't worry about that. Even if the interval you had before wasn't exactly right, you can still make changes. But unless you know for sure that you really want to do it every 12 hours, and then that's easy, right? Okay. Anyway, then you have to decide where you're putting it. This is my personal timeline, so if I wanted to put it in a particular party, I could check off what party I want to put it in. I'm not going to actually go ahead and post all of these when I'm done, so I'll just delete this after. But or if the party was under my group, which I could do that too. And so you just have to decide where it is you want this party to be. You should have already set that up. And then it would show up here. And then you can see here are all the posts. And you can see at this point all you can do is, if you want to, you can delete one. So if you decided you didn't want this pre-post number 1, for instance, you could hit the X and get rid of it. Okay. Once you are done with all of this, you just click on apply interval, and you can see now the interval is applied. Oh, I forgot about that before. That was an extra step I forgot to do before. Now, in addition to deleting, now you can see where the interval is. So you can see what I did here was I had my very first pre-post was at 8 a.m. Then I did 11, 1 p.m. On that first day, I did 8 a.m., 1 p.m. On the second day, 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 a.m., or then 7 p.m. Once I started the party. So once I started the party, it was like 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 p.m., etc., etc. This is where you can start to make changes. I will tell you, so you can see +3, +2, +19. It shows you the interval. I will tell you that if you start to make a change, not a big deal, but it's going to change the order that it shows up in the list based on what time you change to. So just pay attention to which one you're working on, because like if I change this to noon right now, I'm just going to show you what happens. All right, so I changed it to noon. It moved it down to here. So now you can see all those little diagonal lines showed up to show you that's the one that you moved. But you just want to be careful to make sure that it's all in the order that you really want it in. Whoops. And let's go back. Okay, so now I have it back to where I was in the first place. So just pay attention. So once you've picked your date, your start time, what interval you want, whether you want to keep the original interval or the new make a new interval, where you want it to be, and you've actually made sure you have all the posts that you want at the times that you want them and the days that you want them. You can change the date here as well. Then you can go ahead and schedule the batch. I'm going to do that just to show you how it is. I'll end up deleting all of this when I'm done because I don't actually have a party starting on Monday. But I will go ahead and schedule the batch, and it takes you back to your managed posts. When you go back to your home page, which is the top calendar box, you can now see there's all of my posts. They're all scheduled and ready to go. So that's all I have to do. And now if I want to, I can make a change from here if I need to go back in, because let's say in my pre-post here I mentioned my hostess's name, and I don't actually want it to say Anna anymore because now I'm doing, you know, a party for Julie, right? I need to change that. So here is where you can go ahead and make those kinds of changes, and then that's it. You're done. So that's it. I don't know what else to say. So that's how you batch post from a previous party. If you have any questions, if it didn't make any sense, if I forgot something, let me know, and I'm happy to help. All right, have a great day. Bye.